Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. In the previous episode we finally built the last science pack that will catapult us into the late game. So apart from the white science pack, we now got them all and we can dive back into researching. Let's do worker robot speed 3 right away. While this is happening, I have to fix two errors I made in the previous episode. One is this inserter isn't grabbing the plates, and then here at the bottom with the flying robot frames, this kind of doesn't add up. So what I want to do is just make them go round in a circle, and this way all the machines will be supplied a little bit better. So if we do something along these lines and just turn this around, make this go in a loop, then all the machines should be satisfied. But yeah, now we can basically do the rest of the research all the way up to this point, the atomic bomb, but most importantly, the Spidertron and the space science pack will be unlocked together with the rocket silo. And then as of this point, it will be all about expanding to Megabase territory. Until this happens, I will probably have to take care of some more critters, yeah, most likely. But more importantly, I believe it is now time to build a robots logistics system that is gonna craft some stuff for me. I have my handy crafting system ready here, but it is always better, in my opinion, to build this with logistics robots, just because you can have it way more organized this way. And so I think what I want to do is bring this a little bit closer to the center. Maybe we're just gonna do it here, but then again, it needs to be kind of close to all the ingredients as well. Also, we need enough space, so let's get this going. If we just have one crafting machine next to each other, then let me see, we're gonna need a bunch of logistics chests and also roboports. Currently we only have access to the passive provider chest and the storage chest, which isn't great. Let me see. Here, the logistics system, this is gonna give us the rest of the chests, so we need to go after that right when we're done with worker robot speed 3. However, what we can already do is set up a bunch of storage chests and try to come up with a logical way to organize my materials. For instance, we can mirror the assemblers over there, and then if we have the storage chests on either side, we can bring them out into these storage chests. And in the center, we're gonna attach a requester chest that keeps the crafting materials of either assemblers provided. So if this represents a transporter belt, then maybe this would be the fast one and this would be the express one. This one is going to require a little bit of lubricant that we might be able to produce from this. Honestly, we might even be able to snatch it up from here and just bring it over. I like that idea. I mean, we're not gonna need much, right? But we can borrow it already. That is nice. Then maybe the next logical step would be to set up a bunch of passive provider chests here, each filled up with a material that we're gonna need in some way or the other. Let's get started with coal here. And then maybe we split up the plastic here on this side, hop over and provide this to the second chest. I'm also gonna grab some iron right there. And then can we conveniently do this with copper? Not conveniently, but we can do it. Something along these lines is going to work. Good, and just like this, we also have access to copper and iron. All of this will be loaded in with fast inserters. What else do we need? There's another material we definitely need. Oh yeah, maybe instead of splitting up the plastic only, I should have split up the batteries here. I think I'm gonna fix that right here. Do we have the possibility to maybe do that? Not really. Well, too bad. In this case, I'm gonna split it up here and we do something like that. Much better. One roboport is 45 steel, 45 gears and 45 advanced circuits. Kind of a tall order, but we gotta pay the price. I'm also gonna limit these chests, and I just see that of course is a problem with the batteries and the plastic mixing. So what we should really do is not mix them by sorting one out. Let's say the batteries go to the left, and so now if I put this in like so, we'll have batteries here and the plastic on the other side. Let's do about, yeah, just one row of batteries here and get the plastic out. Get this into the next chest. Also, just limit everything to one row for now. And then we do that and that. Problem fixed. We still have the space for another material, even more if we wanted to. And then the robots will have to fly back and forth from this place all the way over to here, which I think might be okay in the beginning. But of course that is fine for the makeshift solution we're going for. It's still going to be a better solution than we currently have going on, and it's going to make it easier for us to add more materials. Like, I think a good idea would be to grab some steel from here, and then we're just gonna make our way up. And then we just have to somehow make it over here, which I think we can do. Yes, and we're gonna join the batteries here. We unlocked the logistics stuff. Very nice. Personal Roboport Mark II. I'm also interested in that one. But there we go. Now we also have steel available to us. How wonderful. It's time to set up our first Roboport. I'm gonna be doing that right here. And then potentially we can have another one down at the bottom to connect everything. Oh yeah, that's good. This theoretically means more delicate materials we can also grab from elsewhere. Like if we want a little bit of sulfur, we can set up a chest here and it's still gonna be in reach. So let's start crafting a bunch of requester chests. Yes, okay. Let me grab some circuits to speed things up. My requester chests would go in the middle, right there, with a bunch of inserters pointing to the assemblers. And then I guess we can bring out all of these materials maybe on the left side and have one storage chest for each material. With belts, I would like to keep 5 stacks. And we can even set up a logistics filter. We might want to do that. So let me just rinse and repeat that for all the belts. Now let me see. Can I just set up power poles here? Yeah, I think that might make it quite easy. On the other side, we might want to get started with inserters. So let's do that. Long-handed ones, and we got fast ones. We got even more. I definitely want to create the stack inserters, and then maybe if we feel luxurious, we can also do the filter inserter. Let's set up a bunch of logistics chests for these guys and also inserters. I'm always going to set up fast inserters to input the materials and slow ones to output them. As for the inserters, stack inserters, I want quite a few of them because we are going to need them. However, all the other inserters, I think 2 stacks are going to suffice. More than enough. As a matter of fact, for the filter inserter, we're just going to go with 1. And then I might want to go with 3 for the fast ones. We go for 2 for the long-handed ones and the same thing here with the normal inserters. Created 1,000 utility science packs already. Very nice. And I think we got our first Roboport here charging. Yes, indeed. Another research done and we're going into robot speed 4. The speed is now going to be extremely important. I also need another Roboport to be able to build this guy. Let's also already hook it up to power. And now basically we need a whole bunch of logistics robots as well. Let's grab some flying robot frames if we can. Hold on, if I remember correctly, we had a little setup for that. Oh yes, flying robot frames, come to Papa. So we don't have to craft those. And I'm just gonna craft as many flying robots as I can. Get more of these circuits and keep crafting. I want them all. And of course, the most exciting moment is always to deploy the robots. Now, what the robots are doing is actually emptying my trash slot here, and they're just inputting it into a random storage chest that I didn't dedicate to anything else yet. After that, they will be going back to the Roboport in order to charge up and do some more work. So now we can actually get into the nitty-gritty, which is selecting the materials. So we need iron plates and iron gear wheels. Let's set this up here. Iron plates, we're just gonna go with 100. Yeah, let's do 200. We're just gonna go with 2 stacks. And then the second request would be the gear wheels, also 2 stacks. And then we might already have the materials here. All we need is additional electronic circuits, so we shall also request these. Now, of course, we don't yet have access in the system to these 2 materials, but that is going to change very soon as we are going to add a whole bunch of gears and also circuit crafting machinery. But for now, I'm just going to set up what each of these guys is going to require, and wherever I can, I will do it more conveniently by shipping it over. Let's maybe, I'm going to keep this a slow one. And then we can do the same thing here. We can do the same thing there. And this one is also requiring normal inserters, so I'm going to actually request them in the storage chest. But let's do one after another from the right to the left. Both of the belts needed some iron gears, so we will have to craft lots of those, and I can see this is kind of a theme. The iron gears and the circuits are going to be a product quite in demand. We can also see the robots are going to work immediately, and they are bringing me the requested iron. Okay, I programmed in all the requester chests, but I think we should now take care of the issue that we don't have the materials, so we need to craft iron gear wheels, and we also need to craft electronic circuits. I went ahead and split the iron and copper up one more time in order to get a line all the way to the top. And actually I might redo this part and build it on this side. This might actually make sense. I have this space right here that I'm never gonna use for anything else. Now, how many machines will I be able to get in here? Like 12? Honestly, this might be a little bit too exaggerated. I think I'm only gonna start with 6 and I'm gonna leave myself the option to add more later on. So copy this over and we're gonna feed these with fast inserters. I think we're gonna go for the portable fusion reactor next. I'm curious what it requires. We might have to dive into nuclear category very soon. Honestly, we should probably have done it as a side project. Well, let's first of all get going with the gear production here. We want to get these on a single belt. Let's see how much this produces. 15. That means we can get away with just yellow belts. So here would be the next row. I'm just gonna leave myself enough space to do the next machine, which would then be, copper probably, copper cables. And I think we need to do something like that. 3 copper cables and then 2 would be the electronic circuits to get a good ratio. Input the copper cables and then do something like that to get the circuits. That means we need to bring the copper right over here. And then this will start to craft as well. We just need to input some iron. Now I just noticed we need an additional space, but luckily I have my robots now. So I should be able to just grab everything and move it up 1 block. Wait, I needed 2 additional spaces. Oh my gosh. Let's forget this happened. As for the iron, I'm just gonna ship it up even further and then it's gonna be input right here. We can hop right there to allow the circuits to be output. And then I guess we can join them like so. Now there's just going to be 2 circuits, so not too much production here, just 5 per second. So this might be a candidate to actually craft a speed module 3. Get these working a little bit quicker. Either way, I now have access to gears and circuits right here. And I'm going to be also putting them into passive provider chests. Bunch of inserters and hold on, they are not within range. Oh no! Just 1 block away. Let's see, we might be able to turn this around like so. And then I need to grab the gears from here. Just give this some power. Wonderful. Now we might want to get a stack inserter, especially for the gears. And we can see the robots are now going to town and a lot of stuff is starting to craft. Very nice. I can then also tell my personal logistics and auto trash system to give me a bunch of items. For instance, I always want, let's say, 2 stacks of yellow inserters. And we're gonna activate that. And now the robots are automatically gonna resupply all of what I want. And I want that with the long-handed inserters as well. Just 2 stacks. And I could even be precise. So if I have too many of the inserters, they are gonna take them away from me. I also want 2 stacks of blue inserters. And yeah, you get the basic idea. Now I'm just gonna set everything to what I want. Another research done, I'm tempted to go for a stronger explosives now. I'm also gonna program in a bunch of things we haven't set up yet, and this way I can kind of guesstimate what I still need. But maybe let's keep going with the belts here. We want more belts, underground belts, fast ones and express ones as well. And we can simply borrow the liquid we have here, the lubricant, juicy lubricant. Oh, will you look at this? I'm already getting express transport belts and I didn't even lift a finger. Now it's all about setting up whatever the heck we want. For instance, big electric poles. For that we need additional iron sticks. So maybe that is something we can simply craft here. Just a bunch more iron sticks. Grab some of this iron and bring it out here. Said and done, the sticks are available in the logistics system, so we can set this to craft some big electric poles. Or maybe we start with the small ones. Well, it doesn't matter. I started from left to right, which isn't quite logical. In the end, it doesn't matter since the robots are going to be taking care of everything. And speaking of robots, we need to craft more. I just waited for more flying robot frames. What else do we need? Advanced circuits. I can grab some right here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And now we can craft another 50 robots. Now it's just about setting up the materials and feeding it to the machines. I need to just make sure all the ingredients find their way to the requester chest. This guy still requires some iron gear wheels. Let's get this done. And then the last one is gonna require fast underground belts and iron gear wheels. The underground belts are gonna be coming in. We just need to set up the wheels. Copper plates, steel plates and iron sticks for the poles. just like that, and we can see we have everything available. Orange means it's on its merry way. And just like that, we have another 50 robots doing the chores. Oh, looks like we have a gap in the copper system. Yeah, we need to hook up another copper vein from the looks of it. Currently, I have 3 trains responsible for the copper and 3 trains for the iron. But I think the iron is capable of keeping up, though the copper isn't. There's a train on its way. Yeah, right there, this guy. So maybe that was just a coincidence. Yeah, it even arrives before we run out of copper. Okay, we were like missing the blue circuits because we weren't getting enough electronic circuits. Yeah, of course, this was because of the copper. Makes sense. But yeah, you get the basic gist with the crafting system here. Now, whenever we are sick of crafting something, I'm just gonna expand the system to craft that item automatically and resupply it to my inventory. Let me just make a little bit more progress here with a couple more machines, and then we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna keep exploring the military stuff with energy weapons, stronger explosives while I'm doing so. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, we've made some progress. I now got lots of stuff from the old crafting system that needs to get out of my inventory. And you can see the robots here are doing a phenomenal job, I have to say. I also added a whole bunch more items to my inventory that I always want to have, such as the train stop and the signals and everything. We will still have to do like the rails, for instance. I don't have these, but I would like to see like 500 of these in my inventory in the future. We don't have access to stone just yet, but let me also grab some basic materials. It would be nice to always have a stack of electronic circuits and then eventually also the advanced circuits. Let's just do all of them. Eventually we're gonna add them to the crafting system. I also got things in there like the pump jack. We can always have a stack of these in our inventory. Why not? 20, so if we come across a vein we can always cover it. I got my steel chests here as well, and it looks like a bunch of these guys are waiting because I don't leave them enough space. Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem, so sometimes it helps just to have a bunch of these storage chests so the robots can bring all the excess materials over there. Yeah, like all of these materials didn't have the space because I limited the inventories, but as soon as there's a little bit of space for them in there, the robots should be bringing them over. And that is how the new crafting system is going to work. It is just so much more overviewish. And of course we don't have to lift the finger, we just have to get nearby. And that's that. Very nice. I'm going to be expanding over the next few episodes. Whenever I feel like we need something else, I'm going to be adding that. For now, I'm happy with what we have. Let's maybe do one more check. We unlocked the Personal Roboport Mark II. We are definitely going to build one of these very soon. But I think I want to do that together with the Power Armor Mark II once we get access to that. And then the portable fusion reactor doesn't even require anything with nuclear power. I always think that. But as a matter of fact, it is something we could already build right now. Do we even have the space for that? Not really. Well, maybe if we arrange it a little bit differently. But then I'm also gonna need a source of advanced circuits. Is this gonna be it? Where's my source of processing units then? Yeah, the processing units are gonna be a little bit of a bummer. I might have to produce these myself on site since they're being used up quite immediately. But yeah, then again, this system doesn't have to be able to keep up as it will be running 24/7 whenever I do anything else. Like right now, I feel like we'll have to search the perimeter here and get rid of all the critters that might potentially get polluted right now. There is my trusty tank. Let's move over there, and I'm going to be doing some critter hunting in between the episodes. We're going to keep going with the research, always improving on our robots, of course, but ultimately we want to go for the Spidertron, and in order to do that we would just have to unlock the rocket control unit and military 4. So yeah, I think maybe in the next episode it's time to do the Spidertron because it's going to improve our odds of clearing the critters much quicker. So with that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a good time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.